Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of our Dragon Age the Veilguard Let's Play. My name is SlytherinKnight, and I'm so happy you could join me. So I do want to start things off with a apology. My voice, if it sounds a little different, a little strained, I have a sore throat, which I am hoping does not develop or is not a first indicator of a chest cold. So just keep that in mind if you would, please. I may not do quite as much talking in this video and subsequent videos, just to give my voice a chance to relax. But anyway, it shouldn't affect anything too much. And with that out of the way, let's actually get into things. So, in the last episode, we had finished up some of the last side questing things that we had. So today we're gonna start with legacies and legends, because I have a feeling this should be something pretty short. Just a meeting with the Inquisitor. So it's gonna be a conversation. So hopefully if it doesn't take too long, we'll go right into For the Love of Treviso as well. So that is the plan for today. Let's get into it. So we need to head to Docktown. Don't really care who I take here. I guess we'll take. We're in Docktown. I kind of want to have Harding. So yeah, let's just take my usual Davern and Harding. Again, I'm not too interested in maxing out everybody's levels. That just doesn't really interest me, because I don't plan on using them for this character.
Thanks for the tip.
Anyway, yeah, we're not gonna walk there. So we're heading back to the Cobbled Swan to have a meeting with the Inquisitor.
About the shadow dragons?
Oh, if you hear any kind of like clicking and clacking, I have a throat lozenge that I'm using to try to soothe the kind of scratchiness, the irritation, and that's probably just it moving around hitting my teeth. just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyway. Yeah, see, start conversation. That's good. That's great.
These meetings can't be good for business. I'm here, Inquisitor. It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
Clan Llewellyn. We try to be no one you've heard of. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solus did at Elganon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
Elganon raised his archdemon. Solus got us out of there. We saved a lot of people.
You sound grateful.
Why not? He really did help.
It seems so. He's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fen'Harel. They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. I once called him by another name. Friend.
Some friend.
Do you always agree with your friends?
We're pretty aligned on whether or not to destroy the world, if that's what you mean.
I'll never excuse what he's done. He's killed people I held dear, you know this too.
But...
he became those names when he fought gods. And regret for his world turned into destroying ours. Sound familiar?
You're making us sound like Solus. That's uncomfortable.
We're not like our enemy. They're making us do this.
Simple as one of Varric's morals. Don't become what you hate.
Or trapped by what we've lost. Also one of his. Tell me about the team you've built.
Are they a concern, or...
You're handling things. This part, what you have now, I just miss the banter about friends.
I do like that they have, that the Inquisitor is at least a small part of things in the story, because it makes sense, right? Okay, so nothing else is popping up. Excellent. I was hoping it wouldn't be, like there wouldn't be too much, so that makes me happy. I decided to go with that first. So with that being said, let me just do a quick run, just to make sure there's no other questing. I did end up just going ahead and maxing out all of the strength, all of the varying strengths of our allies, because I had more than enough like valuable items to max out Treviso and Docktown. So I just thought, why wait? Even if there are quests that would give me strength, I still had more than enough valuable items to finish the job. So it is what it is. So I will say, while we're here, I probably should change to Lucanus. Just maybe, because it might be important. So he applies weakering, detonates sundering. The funny thing is that Lucanus and Niv actually do not help each other in any way. But he detonates overwhelmed and applies sundered. She applies weakened and detonates. Oh, okay, no, they both do sundered. Okay, yeah, we'll keep that then. Yeah, they can both do sundering. So yeah, never mind. But yeah, we'll switch out to them. Doesn't really change all that much for me.
Rook stopped the Autom. Took down their comic maker. She did your job for you. She's a hero.
Just a meddling busybody. Where was Rook when the dragon attacked our city?
I was defending
I can't
Manrathus.
believe you're defending them.
I am not defending anyone, Jacobus.
You're letting them be a part of this? My cousin died because the governor didn't stop the Autom from taking over.
Jacobus?
I'm fine. But I'm not going to be a part of this.
Well, now that unpleasantness is dealt with, about your mysterious informant.
Whoever they are, they know the Antam and Treviso.
Your message made it sound like this informant also knows where the gods are staging their ritual.
Treviso does not need this troublemaker. This should be left to proper officials.
I'm gonna kill you,
It
probably.
very much concerns Rook. We have a contact who offers access to the Butcher and privileged information on the gods.
A chance to find your gods and to free the city. A prize for both our causes.
Both are important. Strong with the crows, strong against the gods.
Someone else seems to think so. The contact knows the city and the Antam.
How do you know it's for real?
They gave us patrol patterns. Dreadnought arrivals. Their information is real.
And you didn't share this with me?
People in this city continue to sicken and die. Do you not have other more pressing matters to attend to?
So where are we meeting?
Near the field hospital, where the market used to be.
And they ask for me, not you or Viago.
Even with what happened to Treviso, your fight against the gods is spoken of by many. You have respect, and no small admiration.
From who, though? That's the question.
Hypothetically, what if I'm walking into an ambush?
I would prepare for one.
Not everything is an adder in the wardrobe.
I said to prepare. I didn't say not to go.
What about the human help that Anton was getting? You have any leads on that?
We continue what you started. The other Talons are turning over every stone.
You trust them? Not even your first Talon is safe from your infighting.
We are all Antivan crows.
And yet those of us sworn to Treviso are beneath you.
Well, you are especially.
There's really no clue who it is?
They're foolish enough to think crows are reliable. That's a clue about their worth.
They promise help.
So do you when you're not killing each other. Treviso deserves better.
It's getting the best.
That has yet to be proven.
I'll talk with this mystery contact.
And the rest of us will hope not to get caught in your crossfire again.
If we can remove the Butcher and weaken the Antam, then perhaps Treviso can start to heal from the Blight. With luck, this informant is our key to that. Find them, Rook. Hear what they have to say.
I
Our
know you're...
informant is near the field hospital, Rook.
They said you'd know them on sight.
Huh?
Remember, there are injured people there. Don't damage anything.
I really don't know what to think about the governor. I don't like him. You're not supposed to like him. But, I don't know. Something just doesn't quite feel right about him.
An unknown contact. Sounds like a trap.
We're fighting gods with the crows. I'm curious who would try to trap us. If our informant actually knows where Elganon and Gillinane are performing their next ritual, it's worth the risk.
But they also said we would know them on
You don't
sight.
sleep much, do you?
More than you, but little enough. Still looking over everything on Aelia.
If you need fresh eyes, I'm awake anyway.
Maybe, if you don't mind the company. It comes with wisps.
Wisps are nothing. Besides, you're better company than spite.
Really. Rumor has it I'm a pain in the ass. But that's if you ask Tarquin.
Alright, let's see. Again, they said we would know them on sight. I wonder what that means.
Okay. Viago and Taya said our informant is somewhere in the market. Let's find them. I just hope their supposed information about the god's location is actually true.
I guess I didn't have to use Lucanus for this. I thought I would have to, but I guess not.
Rook, I presume.
The Butcher!
There's no need for that. Treviso is the trap, not this meeting. Please. So tense. I promise, I'll signal when it's time to fight.
Alright.
Strange way to ambush someone.
I don't have to ambush anyone. You think I couldn't just march on the crows? Scattered on town flock to me. I have the soldiers to raise your casino and every inch of this city.
But I'll bet there's no profit in actually winning.
There's money being made by the occupation. But not by me. I said Treviso was the trap, and I meant it. The Jewel of Antiva. She sings even while caged.
Sorry.
Such purity in every stone. It's trapped my heart. I love this city.
You have a strange way of showing your affection.
I conquered it. I didn't betray it. Not like the cattle born here. You know there are traitors here. They ransom their own city. Literal gods stalk the land, but these filth worship their own purses. But you're different. You and the crows stay true to your roles. It means something when you die, and even more when you kill. You're as much a work of art as this city. And you want a secret from me.
He's already kind of sounded like he's not actually allied with them.
You knew I was coming. Cut to the chase and tell me where the gods want their ritual.
The gods, they give strength. But all they ask in return is everything. I can feel their corruption. I can hear their whispers. They're calling for a ritual. If I give in, I'll know where you need to go. But I will lose my jewel. My city! So... you live in a casino. Let us make a game of this. I will become what the gods want. Welcome their whispers. Meet me and show me if the crows deserve my city.
Seriously? We actually got knocked down by that?
The Butcher was our contact, and he's letting himself fall to the Blight? Finish them off. We need to go after the Butcher. So the Butcher wants us to prove we're worthy of saving Treviso. That's what's happening.
He's given in to the gods' corruption.
Not that surprising.
Everyone's acting like normal, like the Butcher hasn't gone nuts.
So they don't know. Or it's easier to play along.
Safer to keep your head down, I guess.
Yeah, probably safer to keep your head down.
I see what you need. Prove you deserve it.
Hear the shift in his voice? He's changing.
Yep, he's gonna become a monster.
My Treviso. Will not abandon you to the traitors who gave you to me.
Well, this is a good way of getting the Anton out of the city at least. Oh,
There's
hello.
the Butcher. He's a Reaver and fighting his own Anton.
That thing cannot answer questions.
We have to hope he's still in there.
Eyes open.
I see you, Rook, and I see the ritual. Match me, find me, win this city. This is the power the gods give.
Butcher! Where is the ritual? No!
I know ritual. You saved Jaw.
There's nothing left of him.
I see Tearstone Island. The ritual. Tearstone Island.
He's gone. And he named the ritual site Tearstone Island.
The Butcher kept his word.
He got the death he wanted. Good trade, I guess. And he gave us the information we came for.
Yes, truly the Butcher was a paragon of honor and virtue, and we are all devastated to see him go.
Eventually.
And now you have a location for your final pointless confrontation.
He's the
gods
traitor.
are at Tearstone Island. Isn't that what you wanted? A chance to die a hero's death? So go. Leave Treviso to those who deserve it. What's left of it, anyways.
The Butcher did warn us about a traitor. Didn't get a chance to name them, though. Thanks for confirming that for us, Evenchi.
Given how much that man talked, I'm shocked he actually kept his mouth shut.
You sold Treviso out to the Antom.
I did what I did to help this city, to save it, to keep my people from being slaughtered like cattle by the Antom. And you let us suffer and sicken in favor of Minrathous. I gave up the crows, you gave up the whole city. Treviso is dying, Rook, and its killer wears your face.
You weakened Treviso long before that blighted dragon attacked Governor. What if Treviso's people could have fought back? Could have rallied to the city's defense? But the Antom kept them weak, let them die. That happened because of a choice you made. I live with the consequences of my decisions. Can you say the same?
You live with nothing, Rook! You have the luxury of distraction, of defining all your actions by the greater good. So take your team to Tearstone Island. Face Elgarnon and Gillenane, strike them down. Or don't. Either way, Treviso is dying. But it's still mine. Leave its funerary rites to one who cared enough about this city to make themselves its villain.
Yeah, we're not quite done with Treviso yet, then.
It makes sense now. Every decision they made shows it.
The governor betrayed us all. And for what? A city that is sick, and whose recovery will be measured in years.
I take it you heard? The Butcher's dead.
And in his place is the traitor we knew was lurking. And the Antom fell in line?
Whatever the Antom are looking for, Evenchi's giving it to them.
The Blight changes things. Even the Antom fear it. The governor has given them a clear purpose. They were more cunning than I thought.
If only we'd figured out it was Evenchi before all this started.
I wish the same. But regret does neither of us good.
We knew someone had delivered Treviso to the Butcher. You brought us their name.
The hand that leashed Treviso. The Butcher was the mouth, but the hand was Evenchi all along. They think they have the power in the Antom, and a network doing their will.
But we have the face of our enemy.
Evenchi will be hiding, so we will hound their Antom and make them desperate.
When the governors show themselves again, we end this.
When Evenchi left, they made it sound like they were planning something.
I suspect it will be about restoring order as they see it, and that the crows will be first on their list.
Whatever the good governor's intent, we'll end it.
They keep saying they. Is the governor non-binary? I guess I never picked that up.
Evenchi keeps talking about restoring order and rebuilding Treviso. But what then?
I believe the good governor's plan was to risk the city to try and claim the nation. If the Antom beheaded the crows, who would merchant princes hire? Who would invaders fear?
As if the Antom would fill that role. This was a bookkeeper's angry grab at power.
You're not concerned the gods will send the Antom more support?
The gods might come for us, but they're coming for everyone. I believe you are crafting the answer to that, and we will help as we can.
We'll stop Evenchi.
The gods. Did you learn where they will be?
Tearstone Island. Evenchi confirmed it before they left.
We know the time to face Elgarnon and Gillenane approaches, but it will not take us long to find Evenchi.
If you truly want to help Treviso recover from the Blight, help us deal with the governor.
We'll let you know when we'll make our move. And after that, Treviso will be free.
I really do think we're on the, back end of the game now. You know what I mean? Oh, nice. I wonder if this actually does anything for me. Mana, defense, arcane bomb. Yeah.
I need to get the team around the table and talk about what's next.
To act as one. Well, before we do that, I am going to go ahead and wrap things up. But, yeah, return to the lighthouse. But I really do want to get that quest taken care of. Because I'm pretty sure freeing Treviso is what is needed to get Lucanus to his Hero of the Veilguard status. Pretty sure, at least. I don't think there's going to be any other questing at the moment, but you never know. Let's see. No, probably not. Well, let's head back to the lighthouse. Okay, so yeah, we do actually have to... Okay, what's the new missive? We have the Drums of War. If this is something you're wanting to read. Yeah, it's basically the Inquisitor talking about how, you know, we need to take out the gods, or things are going to get real bad for them, for everyone involved. Now let's see. I'm getting better at that. We do have a side quest here. It looks like Niv has something. Lucanus has a quick conversation. So, okay. We'll go do the conversation real quick. We do have, like I said, we do have some other quests to look at. I'd rather wait on the to act as one quest until after we've gotten everything else done. That might be, let me check real quick. Let's see. Yes, that scroll is probably coincides with Treviso here. So we'll look at that. I do wonder what Niv's quest is. It's probably like a final conversation type thing, because I do think I have the trophy for completing, essentially completing Docktown. So, but that'll be the first thing we look at at the beginning of the next episode. Let's end things off with a conversation with Lucanus, just to see what this is. It's not an important one, but it is something you can miss.
Spite will not stop demanding revenge for Treviso. Is there any more we can do?
That's all that was? Okay. I was expecting a bit more. You know what? I've got time. We've got some time. Let's, I'm gonna save Niv, for, like I said, for the next episode. Let's check out what this scroll is. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it coincides with Treviso. If it's possible to go ahead and take out the governor, that's what I would like to do. Yeah, see. It's because I've done so much. I've done pretty much every side quest available already, that stuff like this is already waiting for me. So we're going to do this real quick. Just go ahead and get it done. This, I feel like, should be the end. Should be the end. For this, I'm going to go with Harding, and it's funny, I can't, I want to use Lucanus here, but I need someone that can actually heal me. That applies weak and detonates sundered. Who applies overwhelm? I mean, seriously, who applies overwhelm? That shouldn't be fire breath. That should be dragon strike. Oh, whoops. Spitfire. Tosh, they apply. Tosh applies overwhelm. Huh. Weakened and sundered and well, we're fine with Lucanus and Niv. Yeah, I want to go ahead and get this get this taken care of. I really don't feel like it should take that long. I have that outfit. That outfit there. It actually, yeah. It's called the Invitation.
Worked. The crows have harried the Antam, and Evenchi is revealed. But I did not think this is what they planned.
It is bold, and it will doom us all. Rook, good. We have discovered what Evenchi is planning for Treviso. When you fought the Kamek Master in the garrison, you mentioned a note you found that said some Kamek had gone missing.
We have discovered who stole it.
Evenchi.
The governor intends to release it all around the city to pacify violent seditionists.
Oh, jeez.
They called us reckless, and now... Now Evenchi will ruin the minds of thousands in this city to have their peace and order.
Who is Evenchi planning to poison with the Kamek? Aside from the crows?
People who have spoken up too loudly against the Antam.
Anyone too friendly with the crows. I doubt Evenchi is familiar with poisons. I guarantee the Kamek will spread to the rest of the city as well.
Destroying your own people's minds. How could Evenchi do this?
By telling themselves there is nothing else to be done.
After the dragon attack, and then the blight, the governor is a coward who has given up on Treviso.
Better to poison the last of it themselves than let anyone else solve these things.
It is finally time to strike. Go to the garrison and prevent Evenchi from releasing the Kamek.
Once you are there, Thea and I will lead the crows against the rest of Evenchi's forces in the city.
Understood.
There is something else. Jacobus stormed off earlier. He did not look well.
Look out for him, would you?
Of course. We'll head to the garrison.
Do you think Evenchi would target the field hospital?
I would not put anything past them now.
Alright. Let's go ahead and pop right over. Oh, I finally get to go into this area.
There's the garrison.
Awesome. Yeah, there's been an entire area that I couldn't explore.
You were making coffee at 4 in the morning yesterday.
There we are.
Onto the garrison and the governor.
Please, go on.
Because I've been in this
You were
area
making
before.
coffee at 4 in the morning yesterday.
The courtyard looks empty.
No guards. Where are the Antam?
Evenchi must be further in. We clear the garrison this time. Evenchi's got to know there's no way out for a traitor.
Yeah, let's try that again. Let me bust open the... Oh, I can't. Okay. I wasn't sure if I could actually do anything to that or not. That's right, this... I can't remember the exact mission we did for this area, but I do remember... Yeah. But I vaguely remember this.
Look! Intruders! Call them down! We can escape across the roofs!
Courtyard's full of darkspawn.
That explains why Evenchi's Anton were trying to run.
Jeez.
Eventually's blighted. Wait! Jacobus!
You think I want to use the glory and coming of my own people, Rook?
Kind of. Go ahead.
My job's done.
I feel bad for Yakuba. Like, I feel really bad for him.
Now for Avenchi.
I will see you dead if it's the last thing I do before the light takes me.
Though I do wonder. You know, it does make me wonder how things would have been different in Minrathous. Like, who would have been blighted in Minrathous and stuff like that. Makes me actually quite happy that I went with, that I didn't go with Minrathous. Or that I saved Minrathous. Oh, he just disappeared. Okay.
All of them. Something's wrong. Something in the air.
Poison. There's poison in the air. And a lot of it looks like. So I'm just gonna look around. I'm sure a chest will pop up at some point, but...
Wait! Are these Antom real?
I see the comic is working.
Look out!
I told you what! It won't end any differently.
Something's ready. Charlie, moves yours.
Why don't you die? Why don't you give up?
Why would I?
I'm ready. Let's go.
If that damned dark spawn at the gates hadn't scratched me, blighted me, if you hadn't interfered,
It wouldn't have made a difference.
neither will my death. My comic could have helped stabilize the city. But it's still blighted, dying. Nothing can save Treviso now.
The crows, the citizens helping each other through the dragon and the blight, they're already taking care of each other.
It won't last.
I think it can. And so do the crows. You say you did all this for Treviso, eventually, to protect it. But you never really believed in it.
What would you know about the city I love?
Alright. probably worth looking around in the area just to make sure that there's no other chests, no other resources. I kind of doubt that there's anything, but kind of weird they have such a big courtyard area, but your battle takes place amongst the comic. You know, it is what it is, I guess. Alright, not much really to say or do. I guess I could look around in here. I kind of sped through it because of all the fighting that was going on. Let me check my map real quick. Yeah, I'm missing 2 chests. I'm missing 2 chests in the entirety of Treviso. Though, whether or not those are ones I just missed because of, you know, areas that are only accessible during certain parts of the story and what have you. Well, what about up here? Is this where I came from? Was up in this area? I don't think so. Maybe? Oh, well, this is something. It's not really I don't think that counts as a, no. Yeah, that's just a lesser chest, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. But it is something. It is something I would have missed. Let's see. I guess I probably could just go ahead and teleport back. Yeah, let's just go ahead and... Oops, wrong one. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pop back over. That's kind of one of those, it's worth going back to that location after everything's said and done.
If Rook hadn't stopped the governor in time.
None of that. It is time to celebrate a victory.
Rook, I should have wine. We should toast you.
Evenchi is dead. The comic is being disposed of. All thanks to you.
The garrison's a mess.
Details.
The Antam remain, though with Evenchi gone, I think we will be able to persuade them to move on in the coming months.
Good.
People are being moved to safer areas outside the Blight. Crows have time now to patrol for Darkspawn.
It will take years, but we can plan for Treviso's future now that it has one.
Good.
Treviso would have fallen long ago if it really didn't have a chance.
I'm not so sure. A city is only as healthy as those who care for it.
You never gave up, Rook. We will repay that in full.
Good.
But life is so dull if all we talk about are responsibilities. It is time to celebrate.
For our victory.
For Treviso's freedom.
For the crows.
What an excellent idea. Viago, dear, you mentioned something about getting us drinks?
Good.
I think we've done what we can for Treviso. We've shown everyone you can stand against the Antam and the Blight.
And that's Talons of Vengeance completed. That is the trophy. I'm wondering. And what about Lucanus? I guess he's still... maybe he'll have a... maybe he'll have a final conversation or something, I don't know. But anyway, that is that, isn't it? So, let's go ahead and head back to the lighthouse. Maybe he'll have a follow-up. We still need to help him with spite. So maybe there is still something to do for him. Yeah, he has that's an important conversation. So let's go do that. Again, like I said, I'm trying to finish up as much as I can, because eventually we'll just probably do a sprint towards the end of things. We're kind of at that point. I know there's like, trophy-wise, there's still like 4 or so trophies, like parts to the game, so I don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating. I don't know.
Lucanis.
He looks just like me. Spite, I mean, when he manifests.
That makes sense, doesn't it? What's on your mind?
I've been thinking. Treviso is as safe as we can make it.
Good.
So,
Yes.
when my contract to you is fulfilled, Spite and I will go our separate ways. Literally. I'm going to seek out a way to separate us, wherever that takes me.
Okay.
A lot of people have tried to cure possession. Sometimes, if they can kill the demon in the Fade...
That's what I've heard too, but there's no guarantee of success, especially given our situation.
Because you and Spite were forced together?
And because I pay my debts, even to him.
And what about the other person in this equation? How does he feel about this?
He dreams of freedom. I've shared those dreams. He never chose this, Rook. Something must change.
You sound like you still got some doubts.
Being possessed. It's not like separating oil and water. Each element permanently infuses the other. Spite wears my face, uses my skills. I know I've grown stronger. So, say I cast out Spite with all he's learned from me. What then? What if I free myself, but unleash a true demon of Virantium?
A demon who's worked in a team, saved people, and made friends.
He'd lose them if I cast him out.
You keep saying that. Like you'd miss him?
He's been part of me. He'd be alone.
Spite will only be alone if he chooses to be. But you can't control that. All you can do is trust that you're making the right call. For both of you.
I know. But from someone else, it's easier to believe. And it's easier to see a future I can live with when this is done. To strike hardest, one must aim beyond the target. Let's end it, Rook. You and I and Spite, and all the fury we can muster.
Okay, there we go. Finally. Finally. So we get, and this is, you know, the rewards you get from this is determined when you decide to imprison or forgive Ilario. Because I chose not to save Treviso during the dragon attack, there is no choice. You have to imprison Ilario, which ultimately gives the better abilities. Defiant, Unrelenting. Lucanis gives no quarter to his targets, preying on their weaknesses, and giving them no chance to recover. Crow's Tenacity. All fantastic. Blood Ties. All very good stuff. I also got a lot of stuff for that because I now have every member. I have everyone at maximum. Detonations versus knockdown enemies also deal stagger. That's not the best because I don't do a lot of stuff that knocks down enemies. But stagger from detonating is increased by 50% for each enemy hit, which is not bad. But again, I don't plan on using Lucanis after this. So it is what it is, right? Anyway, let's see how that looks on him. It looks like the extravagant. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty good, right? Yeah, I like it. Looks good to me. Anyway, but yeah, that's it. Now for a more technical term, critical damage increases by 50% and his detonation damage increases by 50%. Fantastic. His abilities now deal 25% more damage to enemies suffering from an affliction, which is absolutely fantastic, especially for my build. So really, he actually is still a good companion to use because afflictions include chilled. I use chilled on, most enemies I'm fighting are affected by chilled in some way, chilled or frozen. So his abilities will do 25% more damage against all of them, which is awesome. But yeah, that is everybody maxed out. with their, well, not maxed out, but with their Hero of the Veilguard armors, at least for the choices I made, as well as their abilities. It's awesome. Very cool. And that is another trophy done. I wonder how many. So, I do believe that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. For those of you with an eagle eye, you'll have seen at the bottom right corner of the screen a few other pop-ups came once we had Lucanus's Veilguard status, or Veilguard hero status. Those are appearances that I will look at in between episodes. The staff I've seen, it's a little big. I don't really care for it that much, but the robes, well, I'll look into those. So yeah, like I said, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. If you enjoyed this episode, which I do sincerely hope you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you happen to be new to the channel, hello, welcome, and please do consider subscribing. And to stay up to date for whenever new content is released, please don't forget to hit that bell icon after you subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.